What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers have been doing the due diligence in working out several waves of players. We covered the first wave. I wanted to talk about this next wave. The Lakers have had a couple draft guys in between, but these waves are kind of where the big names are, the guys that have the most likelihood of getting drafted by the Lakers. So wanted to cover this list. You got 6 guys that were worked out yesterday, and let's dive into it. So the big one, the one that was like the marquee name, is Oscar Tshiebwe. Probably butchered that last name, but he is the forward from Kentucky. He's 23 years old, 6'9" height, just a tank. The guy is just tough, sturdy, physical. He's a guy that a lot of people have thrown out the possibility, like, hey, if he's available, Lakers should snag him. 6'9", 260 pounds, could play, the forward, power forward, could even be a small ball center, give you some defense, give you some versatility. He's a guy that played all 4 years, so he's the kind of guy that the Lakers like, right? Lakers like those multi-year college guys that have an understanding of how to play the game of basketball, come from a marquee organization, Kentucky, right? Those are all things that the Lakers see as very valuable. And he's coming off of a 17-14 season. He also gave 2 assists and scored and shot 56% from the field, which is massive, right? Not a guy that really stretches the floor. He shot basically 0% from three-point range his entire college career, but he is a two-way guy. He's a guy that averaged basically 1.5 steals and 1.5 blocks for his college career. This is a guy that, again, it could give you probably 10 and 10 on any given night. Hustle guy, good size, good strength, good physicality, just hard-nosed player, what you want to see, and comes from a prestigious organization, which is what the Lakers like, right? That's what the Lakers really look for. So I wouldn't hate it. He's not my favorite prospect. I wouldn't be mad, but I think that there are better options out there, which as you see, we're continuing to kind of go into them, highlighting individual ones, and we'll continue down that path. But I trust the Lakers organization. I trust their scouting and draft department. They have been just lights out when it comes to prospects and getting guys. So whoever they end up picking, I won't question it. I have all the faith in the world in the Lakers organization. Just wanted to establish that and say that before we start getting into all of the ins and outs and other stuff. But next up is Jalen Wilson, 22 years old. Again, comes from Kansas, another prestigious school, something that Lakers love these guys. 6'8", good size, good length. He's, again, 4-year player. This is a guy that could easily make an impact, I think, this year even. Plays both sides of the basketball, had a solid college career. He put up 20 points, 8 rebounds, gave you 2.5 assists, a steal, a block, and shot 34% from 3, which isn't great, but he does have a good stroke, good shot. He is a guy that has the tools and intangibles, shot 80% from the free throw line. Usually those are good signs, right? When a guy is a good free throw shooter, then usually that means like the tools are there. He just needs the adjustment. He just needs to be able to kind of make that transition and make that jump, which the Lakers have been great at developing guys. I mean, look at like what they've been able to do with Rui Hachimura, right? That's a great example. But yeah, I really do think Wilson would be a guy that could come in, make an impact. He's the kind of guy the Lakers like. I personally want the Lakers to draft a wing. I personally would like to see the Lakers do something like that. I don't think, like, Wilson's a guy that may end up being there at 47. He's kind of projected in like the 20s to second round, just because he is a 4-year guy. And, teams and organizations usually like the young guys that they can grow, develop, and build at 22 years old. These are the kind of guys that usually are either undrafted or late in the second round. So I definitely think that he may end up being there with the 47th pick. So this could be a guy that the Lakers could easily grab with that pick, and I would be all for it. But moving on, next up is Morris Udez. He's, again, forward, wing, 6'8" size, 23 years old. Again, you're kind of seeing a pattern for the Lakers, right? These kind of guys are like very likely the second round guys. But 6'8", 240 pounds, has played 5 years, I believe, in college. He's a 5-year player, if I'm not mistaken. I think this last year was his 5th. But regardless, 16, 10 guy, give you about an assist and a half, a block, a steal. Again, two-way guy, solid guy. Not really a three-point shooter. Basically goose eggs from three-point range. But he did shoot 61% from the field. He not really my favorite, right? He's not a guy that I'm like super, hey, let's go get this guy. Like, this is the guy you have to sign up. Like, we need this guy. That's just, I'm not like super hyped on him, but I do think that he could be a solid addition, right? But moving on, next up is Nadir Hifi. I'm not familiar with him whatsoever. He is a player for France. He played on the France team. 20-year-old, 6'6" point guard. He is a guy that I can't really give you much on, if I'm being honest, because again, I'm not very familiar. I haven't actually seen him play. But as far as like his stats, I can give you that. He averaged about 25 minutes per game, 18.5 points on 50% field goal, which is good, right? It's not bad at all. It's what you want to see, somebody that's efficient and effective. The European players are really kind of just taking over. He also shot 41% from three-point range, so undersized guard. According to Real GM, it says his height is 6'3", but most of the places say that he's about 6 foot 6'1". So again, not familiar with him, so I can't really give you a ton of insight with him. I'm not going to pretend that I know a bunch about him, because I don't. But yeah, I mean, look, if he can be Tony Parker, let's get it. Right? I mean, it's that simple, right? If he could become the next Tony Parker, I'm 100% with it. Let's go get it. Let's make it happen. Let's get it done. But moving on, Cam Shelton. Cam Shelton was from Loyola Marymount. 5-year senior. Gave you 21, almost 22 points per game. 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Shot 50% from the field. He gave you 38% from 3, 70% from the free throw line. He's a guy that, again, Lakers love these type of guys, right? Again, you're seeing that pattern. All of these guys are multi-year seniors. Very likely are going to be the 47th pick or undrafted guys that the Lakers end up picking up and bringing into their farm system. He also was from Chino Hills, California. So, the connection, the Ball family type of connection. But no, Cam Shelton is a guy that, could be a solid piece, could be a solid player. There's always the concerns about the guys that are, 6'2", undersized, stayed in college for 5 years. But you never know, right? He could be a solid piece. He's actually got some good two-way play. Solid, hard-nosed guy that gets after it, hustle guy, good energy. Basically all the tools and intangibles that you could want from a player such as him. So we'll see. We'll see if he goes. My guess is probably not. But maybe he gets an opportunity elsewhere. Last prospect, though, is Trae Smith, 20-year-old from North Carolina State, 6'4", 165 pounds. Again, a solid guard that averaged 18 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He shot 38% from the field, 33 and a half, so basically 34% from three-point range. He was a scorer guy that could just kind of get to the basket. He had some pretty nice just moments and highlights, clutch moments throughout the course of the season. 70% from the free throw line. He is a good defensive guard. I will give him that. He is a guy that gets after it. Good point of attack guard. He averaged 1.5 steals per game, gave about half a block, and took care of the ball. Only gave up 2 turnovers per game. He's a guy that I think is a development guy. He'd be a bit of a project in my opinion, but he is a guy that I think could turn into kind of a nice two-way just guard, defensive guard, period, in this league. 6'4", that's what you want from like your point guard, shooting guard, combo guard. If he can develop a consistent shot, he doesn't have a bad looking shot. He just needs to develop and find that consistency, find that rhythm. If he can do that, then I think he'd be a really solid, really quality player. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. Any of these guys that really stand out to you, any of these guys that you really are like, oh man, I really want the Lakers to get that guy. I wish I knew more about Nadir. I do. But again, if he could turn into Tony Parker, let's get it, right? I wouldn't mind that at all. Jalen Wilson, out of all of them, might be my favorite. You can't go wrong with the 6'8" wing perimeter guy. Or Oscar from Kentucky, I don't think would be a bad move. But I just think Jalen would offer some two-way capability. But anyone that stands out in that group, love to hear it. Let me know, however you feel. See you all.